This vlog is going to be about one aspect of my life, which is sailing. But in order to understand why I sail, you need to understand where I got it from. So my father learned to sail through Scouts, and he sailed competitively through college. He eventually stopped, but in 2014 he decided to get back into it. This time, get his entire family involved, and we were all going to build it. UNH had the Marine Docent program, which offered families the opportunity to build their own small sailboat rowboat hybrid. This program was a blast, and I still remember the weekends that we built our boat and how much fun I had doing it. At the time, I was still too little to learn how to sail myself, as I was only 8 at most. But once I was going into middle school, I was allowed to start to learn, and I was signed up for sailing lessons with UNH. I spent at least 1 week per summer for 4 years learning to sail. Very quickly, within my first week, I started to get pretty good at it. In my first week, I was one of only 2 kids in my class that were allowed to solo the sailboats. Admittedly, these little boats were very small and called bugs. But in my second year, I made a huge step in sailing. It was called the Flying Junior, which weighed roughly 4 times as much as me and is used for racing, but also teaching. And then I raced an even bigger version of that boat called the 420, which was also a blast. Then when COVID hit, I had at that point stopped sailing because I was too experienced for the program, but couldn't have my own boat or anything, so I dropped it. But I did work on procuring a Sunfish, which is a small little sailboat, and this was my COVID project. I spent months looking at over 40 different boats, some Sunfish, some bigger or faster, and making offers on them, all of which fell through. Then I found another Sunfish for sale and contacted the owner. That boat was already sold, but he had this one that he hadn't had the opportunity to restore yet. So I was offered the boat at a discounted price and took the offer. Only problem was the boat was down in Connecticut. So we drove down there, bought the boat, then met up with family and completed sea trials on the boat, and she passed with only a few minor issues, which were all cosmetic. This is my journey through sailing, and that journey will still continue on with restoring this boat. And then in the future, when I'm a little bit older, I hope to scratch build my own racing sailboat and proceed to race and sail that boat for fun for years to come.